Hello once again, my students. Today we're going to talk about the blending options of Inkscape. Now first we're going to make some few shapes here that we can use so that we'll be able to make the proper modifications of the Inkscape program. Okay, now we're going to add another shape here. Alright, that's good. Now afterwards we're just going to make some adjustments to one of the shapes. Okay, I'm just repeating what I just said a while ago. Now, what we're going to do is to move these shapes to a particular layer so that we'll be able to apply one of the blending options to one of these shapes. First, we're just going to select shape, and then once again, if we see the blend mode, we're just going to press blend, and then once we press blend, add to layer, then voila. You can see here that there is a change on the properties of the shape of the box or of the square here. Now, as you can see, there is nothing affecting this shape here. As you can see, these two shapes that I mentioned a while ago, that's the shape that we use to set up the layer. Now, we're just going to move this to this other layer here so that it will blend to this shape here as well. As you can see, that it's also having the same properties of the blend mode. Now we can try out different types of blending options here, such as screen. But depending on your preference, I prefer to use the multiply mode for now. And there is also the darken tool here. You can use that for different kinds of modifications as well as on the shapes. Now, as my suggestion here, that you should always try to experiment on when it comes to modifying these kinds of shapes and these kinds of editing tools, so that we'll be able to make the best out of a particular design. Now, let's try the circle here. As for the circle, we can use this for. We're just going to change the color first. As for that, and we're just going to change the color first. Okay, there. Once we made the color, I'm just going to erase that. We will try to do something in the blending option of the circle here. I'm just going to make something of a dust particle. I'm just going to double click this. Alright, just going to select a particular angle here. Okay, that's not it. Okay, that's a different one. Alright, I'm just going to choose a different color, just going to select that, highlight that one, and then we'll be able to make that portion. And then afterwards, we can make some few more adjustments to this. We can, as the same as before, what we did with the other previous blending option lectures that I mentioned about on the few lessons on my previous lecture. Okay, apologies, it's a little bit mumbling about there. And there, we can try to experiment on different blending options. As you can see, what I did a while ago, we can create a great emphasis on the gradients. We can make the different kinds of shapes. Now it looks like a spherical planet of Pluto. Okay, a little bit of a science over there, but we can also make some different kinds of styles that we can do with this. We can add a shape to make a little bit of emphasis on the shape that we're trying to make right now. We can just double click, adjust the size so that it could fit there. Now it looks like marble. Not much of a marble, but it's close enough to that. Okay. Now we can also use stroke patterns here. Alright. Let's see. Okay, there are different kinds of tools that we can use. We can also choose to multiply it, what we did a while ago. We can also move it to the layer so that we can join some of the parts here. Once we move this to the layer, now we can make some kind of a modification here as well. Okay, we're just going to move this to the bottom here. Okay, now. Okay, we're just going to move that to the layer once more. Okay, I'm just repeating that. Okay. Now, when it comes to this, you can also choose among a huge miscellaneous parts that we can do. We can also create the. We can also multiply the opacity here so that we can create some shadowy figure here. If you can see here, if you increase the blur tool, you can also create this fog-like shape or this tiny foggy-like shadow on the side. So it looks like it has an actual spear on the inside as well. As you can see, that's its effect or what it can do. Now, as you can see, we're also making this. You can also modify this one into some kind of purple-blue fog all around the area. You can make your imagination run wild with this. You can make different kinds of styles and shapes, and you can also use this to create fog effects for posters and stuff. And once again, we've managed to create all of this. I'll see you in the next course.